Hello, everybody. Now, Red Sox fan, hope all is well.
You're on.
I know I'm on. I clicked the wrong button.
Oh, you trying to mute yourself?
Yeah, and I just shut the stream, the other part of the stream off. Anyway, hope all is well. I'm watching it. I'm watching my alma mater, AIC, American International College, to the left of me. Mostly listening, and they're losing 1-0 to Denver in the Elite Eight of the hockey tournament, NCAA. So a little upset with that, but that's okay. They went far. That's kind of cool.
That's a long way to make it.
No, it is. In a short time to get there.
Mm-hmm.
We might do the whole
Thank you. Cannonball Run. No, it's Smokey the Bandit, isn't it?
Smokey the Bandit. I was almost at Cannonball Run too. We have W Vogs in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, I did get it. I don't know how long we're gonna stay, so we'll see how long we stay, Will, and then maybe I'll send you a link. Phantomatic! This could be a quick chat with Al. We got Uncle Ron with us. How you doing, Uncle Ron?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm A-okay. I enjoyed your golf game. On ASG makes wonderful games.
Don't
they really do.
Well, Richard Hanna is their programmer, and he's done ASG golf, classic soccer.
Love classic soccer.
Time travel tennis.
That's one of my favorite games of all time. I do not.
Replay baseball and basketball. And, of course, Second and 10 football is his baby as well.
Second and 10, another wonderful game. They just do
they have other people that collaborate on them. He didn't design any of those games. I mean, George Gurney is the brain behind ASG golf, and Wayne Ponywa behind SAT football, Second and 10 football, and Anthony somebody is the one behind time travel tennis and classic soccer. But he takes other people's ideas from card games and puts them into very, very playable computer games.
And they're so enjoyable, but you're still getting the card and dice feel, which is cool.
You get to see where the mistakes were. And so you know that on a short putt from 2 feet that you better not roll a 2-4 because you're going to roll that 36 play result number, and there's a good chance that's a bogey. And that
hello, Farm One. How you doing? W Vogs, I'll send you a link in a little bit. We're in the middle of the beginning of the show, so we'll send you one in a little bit.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it gives you the tension of that. And they're all pure cards and port dices to a degree. I mean, whoever would have thought that a tennis game, you could play a tennis game shot by shot and have it be enjoyable.
That is one of the best, I'm using my terminology, developed games. I don't know how else to say it. That game, I'm not the biggest tennis fan, but when I watched tennis when I was younger, it was because the characters or the
McEnroe Connors were characters, yeah.
Right, but that's not they had personalities and stuff. And even Ivan Lendl, when you saw him play against another, it was just it was good tennis, and the women were fun to watch and stuff, and some of them were good looking, and that always made it pleasant. Yeah. So, but that game is so much fun. I mean, and I'm going to bring back my Bobby Riggs Welcome to the Thunderdome $1 million challenge soon, because that was a lot of fun. But that in the community for ASG, that tennis, you can go to Sports Replay if you buy that game. You click on a link, and it downloads. I don't even think I had to do anything. Maybe I had to put it in one. No, I think it automatically loaded everything everywhere it was supposed to be. I think I'm probably wrong with that.
It's pretty easy. I think it comes with an installer.
Okay, I think and all the photos and the graphics and the courts. That is, and I bought a lot of players because I enjoy that game. That is a fun game. Herb Pilgrim's in the chat. How you doing, my friend?
Herb? I haven't played that in a while. I mean, I got the new decade set for the golf, so I have all the decade sets. I mean, let's face it. You can't simulate golf. There's just too many variables between the different courses and the players and the weather. But you can do a hell of a what if.
Yeah, and I think that really does a good job with and again, at first when I played the demo, I remember around I was like, I'm not quite sure how to do this. And I watched you play a couple more times. Like, I get it. Now, I would have bought the golf game had they had nice starter packages at what I thought again. if my games are my entertainment dollars, so I have those are my entertainment dollars. Never go spend, whether it's on a car, a vacation, a house, or anything, if you don't have the disposable income. You know what I mean? That being said, the soccer game had a wonderful starter pack, meaning like you could have pay a little more, but you got a lot. You know what I mean? The hockey, the hockey, the tennis had the best package, so I went out and I got those. I was hoping that golf would have had the same thing. They didn't. They had
do.
the same kind of starter package.
Yes, they do.
I gotta go back and check then.
It's $198. It's not cheap. I remember talking back and forth.
I know. Yeah, it's expensive.
With a wife about that, but she said, "You're gonna play the devil out of it, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, it comes with one course, I think."
Yeah, see, it's not the same.
You get all 7 decade sets, so you get 500 players.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So you get the young and old Tom Morris and Willie Parks all the way through Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus, and I don't know.
So I misinterpreted that because I saw the one course. I was like, that's a lot of money for one course. I didn't realize you got all those golfers.
You get, I think, 500 players with that.
Yeah, and I don't care what the course is, to be honest with you.
You're gonna pick Augusta. Everybody picks Augusta.
Yeah, that's what, because you can pick your own course.
Right.
Yeah, I would pick the Masters.
Right. I mean, that's why I play it because everyone, and even Bobby Catalano, who I can't imagine watches a lot of golf. We all know chunks of the back 9 at Augusta because it's the same course played every year. And so, Rory had length and Jordan's iron play was precision. The shot that Spieth hit into 18 from the fairway that landed within a foot for a tap-in birdie. Yeah, I can see it.
It's a fun game. It's a fun game. I like Action PC Golf too, but I have to be honest, I like this one better.
I like it better too.
I'm sorry,
the Action PC Golf. I don't like the horizontal showings of the holes because that's not how you play them. If you've played golf before, you don't sit there in the side of a hole and go, I need to try to figure out the wind direction. No. I mean, they're all it's all very involved because you got to tell the ball where to go and then roll the dice.
Let me just say a couple of hellos to people in the chat. We have joining us, ID Gesture, wonderful channel. Check that. Sam's Tangle Web, our good friend Sam from Comics with Bueller. You got to tell Bueller to go to the doctors. I'm sending him an email later. He did not look well. I rewatched his 44 minute. He said he looked better, but he needs to go to the doctors, and I hope he's done that. JD, another wonderful channel. GM Michaels, how you doing, my friend? And we also had Herb Pilgrim and W Vogs. And Farm 1 and Phantomatic. All right. Yeah, ASG games are wonderful.
They are. And my channel hit 250 subscribers.
Yes. Congratulations, Uncle Ron.
Very happy about that.
Well, you do a great job.
Thank you.
You do a wonderful job. And you deserve all the subscribers. You should have many more. We should all have many more. Not because
they're part. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen.
You see some of this. You see some of this poop they have out here, and there's you just sit there and you go, well, it says a lot for the people who watch the poop. Scary world we live in.
There's a channel out there that has a live stream that has a live running total of subscribers for PewDiePie and someone else who's got 80 gazillion subscribers. Yeah. And that's all that's on this person's channel is a live count. But I guess people watch. Oh, well. But anyway, so yeah, tomorrow I've been doing the basics of each of the Action PC, the big 4 games.
Yep.
And so tomorrow is baseball's turn. So we'll go.
Yep, baseball. Another Action PC is another wonderful one. Great sales, fun games. Even the golf. I own the golf. I'm just saying I like the other one a little better. And
it's not a bad game, but compared to some of it's not as mature. And judging by the fact that it's almost always on sale, I can't imagine it sells all that well.
I do enjoy it though. I do play because I like the what if thing. So I have a gazillion golfers.
Right.
And Larry Harris, how you doing, my friend? But football is marvelous. I'm anxious to see. They said they did some more stuff with the chalkboard. I'm really anxious to see what they did.
It was said that the golf game was coming out in April, and of course the football game's coming out with April, and we'll do the same thing I did the night of the baseball release. So I'll unzip it and install it live just for you guys out there. but I haven't seen the changes they've made for the golf game yet, which is kind of strange.
Usually, they really don't make. I have to be honest. I probably won't pick up. I say this now. I probably will change my mind, but I don't pick up. I've picked up, even though I've said I'm not going to pick it up. I always pick it up, but there's no real change to it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can skip. I mean, we do enough with the games that you want to make sure that you do them every year, but it's been a couple of years since But speaking of new games, now I've never realized that Fenway Park looked like the minor league park in Salt Lake City before, but I watched some of your Mexico-Italy World Cup of Baseball OOTP 20, and
that is wicked fun.
Phillies at OOTP, but the animations of that looked even better than last year.
Oh, the animation is outstanding. If that's the first time you've seen it, it's unbelievable. Ron, when that goes on sale, buy it.
Yeah, no, I mean, for the animation is incredible.
And pick a season, put it on historical transactions so you don't have to do any nonsense, right? And just play it out. And you can do it. And if you put it on commissioner mode, I think this time around, you can play any freaking game you want. Now, I don't know if that only worked in the World Cup thing because it's a tournament. I know when you do a tournament and you put it in commissioner mode and then you shut off the background world, meaning the games don't all play at once. And that's kind of fun. You can go play. Now, I'm only playing as Italy. And again, what I did with that is I shut off the major leagues so no team could have major leaguers that were currently playing, right? And I simmed all the other leagues. And then what it did was build their teams. So I had to sit there. I started it, Ron, in the chat, right? And I walked away for 20 minutes because it was simming all these leagues, right? Came back. And it's a lot of fun. Now, I thought I loaded up Fenway Park, but obviously it went to the generic park. So I thought I did it the right way. But it's just fun. And that's a unique thing. I don't know if they had that before. I never saw that before. But that was a lot of fun, and you could probably draft your own team. I just wanted to have players. I didn't care, and I wanted them to come out of those specific leagues. I didn't want, like, I'll use Italy as an example because the Italian national team usually has all Italian Americans. I'm just telling, and they'll have a couple
that played on that team. I think once, right?
Yeah, and they have the rule where if you have Italian heritage, so it's basically a lot of Italian Americans. And they had some Italian-born players because that sport is taking off pretty good in Italy. I mean, it's not as popular as soccer or basketball or even boxing, but they say they have an equivalent to like a AA level now. Maybe even AAA because they play so much. They like the game. They don't get big crowds, but they like the game.
I noticed in the fall, because we're just in the spring now.
Yep.
That the British leagues were streaming on YouTube, so you can watch the British baseball playoffs.
Oh, that is so cool! I gotta look up.
Dog's with us.
What's up, nerds?
Hey, dog. Did AIC score? Oh no, son of a Denver scored.
Denver scored again.
2-0, all over.
So before we change the subject, it's amazing what little niche sports you can find on YouTube. Clinton Parks and I ended up, and we did, I think, my stream, and then you might have done a stream last Sunday, and then we both ended up watching a college bowling tournament, and it was the most intense thing. I sat there the entire afternoon.
You can watch on YouTube. There's a baseball league in Alaska. It's an independent league, but it's like young. It's almost like the Cape Cod League because I talked to people in the chat, and I was trying to get an equipped. So I should say it's an independent league, but it's like the Cape Cod League where it's like college players.
Wooden Back College League, yeah.
I think it was the year before my mom. So it was the year before last because my mom passed away last year. I watched so much of that. It was just, and it was like the Alaskan, whatever I was rooting. You get the Alaskan team, whatever that town is. And I just kept watching, so I knew the players. It was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, you can find them. Hello, Bobby Cantilano, The Real World. How you guys doing? And gals? How are you, dog?
I just kind of woke up, Al.
All right. All right, my friend, dog. Are you going to be on tomorrow?
I'm glad you guys just started. I thought I overslept for it. I was like, damn, I thought I'd be here this time.
Nope, you didn't.
Are you with the Westerosi Ninja tomorrow?
Yeah, we're gonna do our top 5 predictions for season 8.
Ooh, cool.
So
And
looking
I've been
forward to
telling
that.
people who've asked, Dog, that whenever you get your everything straightened out, we're gonna do the if you want, we're gonna do the Ben-Hur thing over less video. Because that people loved it. I had so much good feedback with that. People enjoyed that.
All I'll say is I worked my ass off on that stream. That's all I got. That's all I can say.
Oh, you did a beautiful job. Beautiful job.
Hey, at least I went down because of like a great scene and not because of like, something stupid like porgs or something dumb.
Porgs. No porgs. You know what would be cool if they were running over porgs?
Oh, that would have been a freaking great idea, Al.
How do we do that?
Figure out how to do that, Al.
That'd be funny.
Fantastic idea.
And I like to say to the original Grognard, Devin, get better soon, my friend. We miss you. So.
Did you dig my Ben-Hur video?
That was awesome. Would you put it to the music?
Yeah.
The race, that was great. That was great. You are a very creative individual, my friend. As we have our Yankee fan in the chat who says, "Go Yankees." Okay, that's nice. Go Yankees.
Hey, the Orioles won today.
Yeah, the Orioles beat them today.
There's your downvote for the video.
Yeah, probably. No, I'm just kidding. But
I've never seen Ben-Hur. I really don't watch a lot of movies, like any.
Great movie.
And I sat there and flipped back and forth between that stream and there's like 3 or 4 streams going on that night. And I sat there going, "Wow, this is one of the top productions I've ever seen." I mean, it wasn't just 2 fans. I mean, you both knew so much about the movie. It was a serious discussion. Anyway, but you should be proud of that. Actually,
he did
that night.
It was all Dog with the PowerPoint presentation and the slides. We were taking you, and Dog and I discussed it. We had taken you basically scene for scene through that movie, and we were coming up to the he did a great job. So bravo to Dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Now, how goes Twitch, Dog? I know you're doing a little.
I've been I was playing around with that. It's kind of fun over there. It's not bad, but just.
What's your Twitch? Put your Twitch handle in the thing, because I don't go
Twitch TV, Twitch.tv, same channel, The Dog Show.
Okay, because I don't go over to Twitch much. I like that. I streamed once or twice on it, but like if you don't get enough views, your stuff doesn't save. So
right.
But Dog, on Twitch, it seems to me there's a lot more freedom on Twitch. I've watched a lot of people do a lot of things that would have got whammied on YouTube. Music, all kinds of things, but mostly music. So I'm glad. Yeah, it's cool. So
they'll mute later. You can do it live, but there's one.
Then they'll mute it later.
But they'll mute. Yeah,
that's fine.
They won't kill the stream, but if you're making, if you're playing a game, you don't get the game sound either. So.
Oh, okay. I never, like I said, I only did it a couple of times.
Right. I mean, they won't. If you're playing music, if you're just doing the straight game, it won't mute that later. But if you're, let's say, playing Chicago's greatest hits as you're chatting over while playing Fortnite,
yeah,
you can do it live. But when it comes to the second time around,
well, we can just shut off the AIC hockey game now as Denver scored an empty netter, and it's 3-0.
Oh.
My alma mater from Springfield, Massachusetts, will not go to the Final Four in NCAA Division I hockey, but they made it to the Elite Eight, and hats off to them. UMass crushed Notre Dame today, 4-0.
Anytime Notre Dame loses, it's good.
They're heading to the Frozen Four in Buffalo, and they're from Western Massachusetts in Amherst, so go UMass. That's where my nephew goes, to UMass. So.
In basketball, somebody beat somebody 4-0?
No, hockey.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, basketball, that'd be old school.
Yeah, there's shot clock now. We can't do 4-0 games anymore.
Like 4-0 basketball game. That's like watching the Cleveland Indians try to hit.
Hey, they won today. They won. Oh my God, you said that right. Hanley Ramirez. They won. They won 2-1. Hanley Ramirez had both hits, knocked in both runs.
Jose Ramirez.
So I thought it was Hanley. I think it was Hanley.
Probably Jose, right?
No, it's Hanley.
Really? I don't watch them anymore after they blew the World Series the other how many years ago it was.
Yeah, that was bad. They should have
I hate them now.
I slept through the only Red Sox win this year. I went to bed, it was 6-2.
Oh, no, I had a feeling they were going to come back and win. It was hilarious.
I mean, I'm happy for all you Cub fans out there, but
that World Series, 97.
That's what I was thinking too. No, I know. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, that was I hope the Indians win it this year. I really do.
I've tried to block that one out because my dad died 2 days later.
Oh, yeah, that's not fun. So, all right. The what else is new? What? You seen any movies lately, dog?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, really?
But I was thinking about checking out Us. I heard that's doing pretty well. I saw Captain Marvel. Meh.
How was that?
Meh.
Nah. Something. I mean, again, I'm not a big superhero movie person, but it's something I'm not interested in.
But yeah, I think Endgame's coming out soon. I think Shazam started too, but I like Shazam better when he was Captain Marvel.
So since when did Shazam become a comedy? I remember the cartoon back in the 70s, and there wasn't any laughing. That's one of the ones that I didn't watch because it wasn't funny. So I'm watching the ads for watching something on TV, and it's like, wait a minute, when the hell did this become funny? It's like Aquaman being a somebody too. I mean, Aquaman was a nothing in the cartoons.
Exactly. Now Aquaman's like, hey, let's get Khal Drago. Come on, don't get me started on Aquaman. I'm telling you, if you throw salt on Aquaman, you defeat him.
I mean, if you want to do what drugs those 70 superheroes were doing, Aquaman was at the bar. He was the one drinking the 40s every night. Oh man.
Also, Wonder Woman. Okay, she was hot. That's all I can say.
Linda Carter or Gal Gadot?
Linda Carter. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Linda Carter.
I hot too, but Linda Carter.
Who was the other one?
Gal Gadot or Gadot or whatever the heck.
Two Wonder Womans on TV?
No, she's the one that did it in the movie.
Oh, she was good looking too.
The old saying, "I wouldn't throw out of bed for eating crackers." Yeah.
That's how much I hate the Indians. I don't even know who's on a freaking team anymore. Yeah, like you guys said.
Yeah, it was just an interesting stat that he knocked in both. Like the rest of the team went 0 for something or 1 for something, and he went for 2 for 4, knocked in both runs, and they won 2-1.
Like after blowing a 3-1 lead in the World Series, right? And you haven't won the World Series in forever. Wouldn't you just pack up and move to Mexico?
You mean like that HBO show? What did you guys
pack it up and move?
Eastbound and Down.
Yeah, loaded up and running. Yep. We're going to do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go.
And short time to get there. We're doing a lot of Smoking the Bandit references tonight. And you know what? That could be our next Sesame Street thing. Let's pick characters that we might do that. Let me bring W. Voggs wants to come on. So we're going to have our good friend, our young friend, W. Voggs, come on. So I'm just going to mute myself for a moment. Everyone's like, yay. Good. Shut up. Mute yourself, damn it. I'm not going to now. You do it.
But they did pick up a guy. This is great for the Indians. They picked up an outfielder who's hitting 163.
Well, we are a whopping 3 days into the season. Let's not go overboard here. Unless you're the Nats and you've lost twice in a row to the Mets badly, then you should be concerned. But
oh dear.
But yeah, 2 games in the season, I really wouldn't worry about it. All I know is that the Red Sox games that I've watched, Seattle had 4 last night. They had three in the opener, and it was 2-0 after 1 tonight.
Yeah, it's like they're the freaking 27 Yankees.
Seattle. At that ballpark. So what else are you watching now, Doug?
All right, we sent the invite to W. Voggs. Yeah, so that we'll do I think that'd be a fun movie to pick, like Sesame Street characters.
For Smoking the Bandit?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because that's a little tougher. There's not a lot of, I know. Oh, God. Okay. The sheriff would definitely, I think, be Oscar the Grouch. The Jackie Gleason character?
Yes.
Sheriff. What the hell?
Buford T. Justice.
There you go.
Buford T. Justice.
How you doing?
W. Voggs, how are you, my friend?
Good. How are you?
Good, good, good. So, yeah, I think Oscar the Grouch would be him.
Who would be the son?
That's a good question.
Or that was that in the first movie too? Because I remember in the other movies.
Yeah,
he was in all of them.
I saw all those in a drive-in.
Junior,
when I go home, I'm gonna punch your mama right in the face.
One of these days.
Yeah.
One of these days, Alice. One of these days.
To the moon.
To the moon.
Junior can get up in the morning, tie his shoes, and take a pee. I'm not proud. I'm amazed.
They did have a lot of good goofy lines, but funny in that. Remember when he pulls over? Like, there's that car, and those kids jump out of the van. They're gonna strip it, and he pulls over. Now, I want you to put your hands on this vehicle, and I don't want you to move, because I'm gonna come back. You know, let me tell you something, Bandit. When I catch you, I'm gonna put my boots so far up your ass. It's good. I love Smokey and the Bandit. That was one of the funnest. Even when it's on every once in a while on the Country Channel, once in a while they'll throw it on there. That is still a fun movie.
Oh yeah,
Jerry Reed with the Basset Hound, right? Sally Field.
No, Sally Field when she was hot.
Yeah. Then the two. What were the two guys? Big Enos and Little Enos, but Little Enos was.
What was his name? Paul something.
Yes, he was a singer. Remember, dog?
Little short guy.
Williams. Was it Paul
Simon?
Williams? No, not Paul Simon. W. Vox.
No, Paul Williams.
It was Paul Williams. He's saying
Barrington.
Yeah, was it Williams? Really?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't because there's another Paul Williams or it's Paul Williams, I think.
Yeah, I think you guys are right, but it just seems so.
So before we go any further, we have W. Vox joining us here. And we're actually going to go through the proper things now. So we're going to go W. Vox, Dog Show, and then back. Well, Uncle Ron, you already did yours.
You did mine, so.
So W. Vox, Will, how you doing? What's going on? Tell us a little bit about your channel, my friend.
You guys may have seen on Al's channel when he interviewed me. I'm a card collector. I do sports introductions. I do whatever I can to entertain people.
Excellent. What's coming up? Any games you're going to?
No more games. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm still thinking of ideas. I always tell people, email me an idea. I always show my email in the videos, and they never respond. So, guys,
that's okay.
Try and shoot me some ideas, but I'll think of something soon. Can I say something to Dog real quick? Dog
absolutely
loved that Ben-Hur stream. I never saw the movie. I told my dad, I need to see this movie. And when I watched it, I was like, I'm there. I'm right in that scene. I'm just in the background being like, yep, this guy's going to kill this guy. And this guy's going to be like this. And then back and forth.
It's a great movie, Will. And Dog did a wonderful job.
He did. And I remember telling you on the stream when you interviewed me, I'm like, that stream was amazing. Screw YouTube.
It was. And we're going to do it again. Dog is one of the most creative, excuse me. I mean, I haven't even started drinking my alcohol. You know, maybe let's try it first.
Well, you got some honey whiskey tonight?
I went out and bought a new bottle.
Hey.
With ginger ale.
I had a tall boy this tonight. I was out with my friend.
No drinking and driving.
I can't really drink.
Course.
So I got some black cherry polar seltzer.
Dog is one of the most creative people on YouTube. The PowerPoint presentations that he does, amongst other things, absolutely unbelievable. And
PowerPoint was my favorite thing in high school.
Yeah, Dog tried to show me. He's got to show me because OG and I were going to do the Battle of the Coral Sea, and we'd like to do some visuals with that. So I'll have to get with him when he has a chance.
I killed my projects whenever I had to use PowerPoint. Everyone's like, wow, you did so good. I'm like,
it's just a great tool.
It's an amazing tool.
Right, Dog? And well, I wish I knew how to do it better. My mind's like an idiot thing. It's not even PowerPoint. I did it through OBS because I know how to sort of use OBS. But it's just wonderful. Hello, LMR. How you doing, my friend? Give me my
everything that OBS can do, PowerPoint can do pretty much 500 times better.
Exactly.
I mean, I use OBS strictly for recording videos and live streaming. But all the other stuff that's attached, I try to use PowerPoint as much as I can.
I use YouTube for live streaming and
the Google Hangout, but the OBS, the good thing with that, it's free and you can do certain things. It can be clunky to work.
But Doc just did a wonderful video on it to explain it, because there's quite a few people who are new to streaming who use OBS, and they should watch that Dog video.
They should,
absolutely, because it was very
100%.
helpful.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of our community. We help one another out.
So I use XSplit. And it's very keyboard friendly, because I need something that's keyboard friendly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, I don't know if you can do, I'm sure you can do this with OBS too. But for each thing that I stream, I have a profile set up. So all I have to do is load the profile, and it has, usually it's one button is to have me on the camera. The other is my logo for the channel or for the logo in the ad. And the third one is whatever it is I'm doing, whether it's a sport or whatever, and it's all right there.
How do you get, like, when you're playing Action PC Baseball?
Right.
To get the player's card up, I'll call it, do you have that on a separate window and you hit a button, or does it come up automatically?
What I do for the Action PC setting is I disable the protection so it shows everything on the screen. So theoretically, I could open up a Chrome window, a Chrome tab, and it would show over it.
Oh, okay. Because I can never get those. I have to put up.
Yeah, no, it's a case of, because if you didn't do it that way, all you'd get would be the initial standing screen. It wouldn't go to the game screen.
Yeah.
Or you got it's just a lot. So it's a setting there, and I've done it enough now to know.
Is it a setting in your recording system?
It's a setting in my recording system.
I'm gonna have to look at that to see if OBS has that.
It's just show. I think it's exclusive window capture, and I make sure that it's unchecked. And the other thing I can do, and I think I've seen you do this too, is I make sure that the mouse doesn't show. So you're not watching.
That will ruin your. Oh God.
I did it today. I forgot that I had to check for the golf game, but yeah. So I can remove them for you guys seeing the mouse on the games I'm playing, and make sure that all the pop-ups are there. So in the football games that Dog would watch, if it came up that Lawrence Taylor had 3 sacks in my game the other day, it popped up with that, and so you could see all that.
Yeah, see, I don't get that. Like, I see it, but the people watching,
right?
And it takes me too long.
Exclusive window capture. It's
okay.
It's a little. I pay for it. It's a subscription. Thanks to our buddy Dave Gardner, I actually paid for it.
HockeyTournaments.com.
That's right, but it just is very keyboard friendly, and because I have limited use, if you can only hit one thing at one time. I'm not disparaging OBS in any way. I think
no. I know what you mean. That I have to look in to see if I can do some things like that on OBS.
Man, it just makes it, because I say the profiles. Okay, I'm doing this sport today. I'll load this up, and it's just so easy to use.
Yeah. Good stuff. So we'll have to get together on that just to see if there's something similar in OBS. So here's what we're going to do, because we all have, for some reason, Smokey and the Bandit in our mind. At least I do. And that means everyone else is going to, right? Right.
So.
Anyway.
I like Rob's suggestion for Bert would be Gleason's son, because, you just didn't know what way he was.
Yeah, but that's pretty good. But I'd like to, I want like who was a big kind of doofus? They didn't really have a big doofus character. It could be Snuffleupagus.
If you got to restrict it to
Snuffleupagus.
Yeah,
Sesame Street. If you open it up to the Muppet universe, you got a little more room to play with.
Yeah, there's a couple of bigger dudes there, but yeah,
if you're doing just Sesame Street, Snuffy was kind of the doofus of the group.
Yeah, so you could have. I see Oscar the Grouch as the sheriff.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I like Snuffy. That's pretty good. I like that one. I think
he was a real dummy.
And then, who is the bandit? Would it be the Count?
The Count wasn't cool.
He was
like Cookie. Could it be Cookie Monster? I don't see Cookie as the bandit.
Cookie.
No, I don't see Cookie as the bandit. I'm trying to think of who you would. Big Bird?
Big Bird, actually, you know what? Big Bird might be. I have to rethink. Maybe Big Bird would be the son.
No, Big Bird was terminally naive, and the son was stupid.
Okay, so there's a difference.
Right. I mean, the Big Bird. If you were casting the Golden Girls at Sesame Street, Rose is Big Bird.
Yes.
And Dorothy would be Oscar.
I mean, you could go Bert and Ernie for.
See, that's what I was thinking for the Bandit and Sally Field, Bert and Ernie.
Oh yeah, I like that. But
because there's no female characters on Sesame Street.
No.
And really, if Elmo was doing Burt Reynolds, you'd click it in the first 5 seconds.
Actually, you know what? Elmo, that's a good one because Burt Reynolds would do that goofy laugh. I think we have to go with Elmo there.
Ferguson? I can't picture Elmo as Turd Ferguson.
What about Grover? What about Grover and Elmo are Smokey and the Bandit and Jerry Reed?
Now, Grover I could see as a second banana type character. Yeah.
Okay, so he's Jerry Reed. Grover is Jerry Reed, which I can't remember his character's name.
It was Cletus, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was it Cletus,
Wow.
Doug? Wow.
Al, you got a movie fact out of me.
The Snowman.
That's right. Now, when I say to go to Channel 2, we're not going to go to Channel 2. No. We're really going to go to Channel 4. He's doing that all. He goes, why don't we just cross, go to odd channels and even oh yeah, we could do that too. Biggie, how about Big Enos and wait, so now we have Grover as Cletus. We still don't know who Smokey's gonna be, so we gotta think. I was thinking the Count, but you're right, he's not cool enough. Who was the coolest character on Sesame Street?
Don't ask me any Smokey the Bandit. I haven't seen the movie, still want to.
You could do Kermit, but then you'd have to do Peggy as Sally Field, and she was never in Sesame Street.
And she wasn't as cool as Sally Field.
No.
Are there any frogs on Sesame Street? Her name was Frog.
They had a female frog?
I don't know if they had any frogs on Sesame Street. That's what I would go with for Sally Field, just because her name's Frog.
You're right.
So Kermit would be Sally Field?
Oh, yeah, there was that's pretty stupid of me, man. There's freaking Kermit the Frog on Sesame Street. Like, yeah, I would go with Kermit the Frog as, but a female version of Kermit.
Yeah, so I think they did have a female version of Kermit at some point. Just go with it. Just nod your head and say, yeah.
Let's just pretend that there's a Sesame Street character named Frog.
Yeah.
Kermit crossdress.
Yeah, that's Sally Field.
Kermit would play both. Greatest cross-dresser on TV was Bugs Bunny, and everyone knows that.
Oh yes.
So I suppose you could do Ernie as the Bandit. You wouldn't want Bert.
No, Bert doesn't. See, I was thinking Bert possibly as at first the sheriff, but I like Oscar better.
Yeah. Bert's kind of 1 hour photo Robin Williams type creepy.
Oh my God, he would so be that 1 hour photo. Yes, Bert would be 1 hour photo. Definitely.
That's Bert.
Did you ever see that movie, Dog?
Yeah, long ago.
Yeah.
My God, he was creepy in that. God rest his soul, Robin Williams, man. I was like, whoa.
Bert, if he was a real person, you'd go to that apartment and not want to open up any refrigerator, freezer.
No. Bert would be like, I have someone's severed head in the refrigerator. And he'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I know you do.
Okay.
We can smell it.
I'm just going to leave now. I'm sorry I disturbed you. Yeah, Bert's a serial killer.
I don't care about my dry skin. Keep your lotion. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Put the lotion in the basket.
So do you do a cookie with Kermit? There's not many good matches with Kermit.
Cookie still, I see Cookie as the Bandit just because he's the cool. Everyone loved Cookie Monster.
That's
right?
true.
So I think we got to go with Cookie Monster as the Bandit.
Cookie Monster or Elmo?
Elmo's. You know what?
I like Cookie of all. Cookie made me laugh.
Or
all
Big
the time.
Bird.
No, see, I think Big Bird has to be Big Enos. And then, I don't know who would be Little Enos, but we'll figure that out. Little Enos could be...
bend over, I'd like to kick your ass.
Yeah. Remember that? Bandit. That's what do you say? He goes, that's bootlegging. You can't cross state lines, but we're thirsty. He goes, but we're thirsty. That was a funny movie, man.
I've yet to see that movie. Still want to.
First one's good. Second one was They made a third one where Burt Reynolds makes like a bizarro cameo. He's not even really in the movie. They do a clip.
Yeah, I think they just did it one day when they were shooting Cannonball.
Yeah, Moni G says Ernie Rubber Ducky can be the girl. Oh,
Rubber Ducky.
That was Devin last week. Was it, or was it 2 weeks ago? When Devin came up with
we were together. We were Rubber Ducky was the safe word.
It was a safety word for Ernie, which was funny.
Rubber Ducky, you're the one.
That was funny, man. That's a tougher movie than I thought to figure out who to go. Who, you know, you don't just have. There's just no female character there, so I think, you know what, we'd have to bring in. I would have to bring in Muppet characters. I'd say Miss Piggy as Sally Fields, Kermit as Smokey because we went with Miss Piggy.
And if you're gonna do that, then you'd have to do Fozzie as Cletus.
Yeah. Yes, because that right. Yes.
Fozzie's the ultimate second banana.
Yeah. And then Big Enos and Little Enos, though they wouldn't have the right size, could be the crotchety two old guys.
Oh. So would you do Oscar and Animal then? As the sheriff's son?
No, Animal was more hyper. I'd still do Oscar as a sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'd still go with Snuffy.
Yeah, I like Snuffy. Okay.
Yeah, because he's just that way, you know. Larry Harris says, I thought Miss Piggy could be the girl. Was my thought too. Prairie Dawn.
I think you have to use Kermit and Piggy.
Yeah, who's Prairie Dawn? That's a character. Moni, who's that? I don't remember a Prairie Dawn on. I mean, I remember the woman in the band, the Muppet character.
Janice.
Who we used for the Game of Thrones as Clarice.
Janice also has cameos on Veterinarian's Hospital too, but she pretty much was just with the band.
Yeah, Veterinarians. My favorite thing on the Muppets was Pigs in Space. Pigs in Space.
Sorry, I'm no input on this. Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, you're not really helping us a lot here, W Vox. Just kidding.
Thanks.
Terry T says Snuffy's good for the son.
Yeah. I mean, what?
Rob says, I do remember this. Rob says, remember the game show host, Guy Smiley?
Guy Smiley, yes.
I do remember him. He was annoying.
But Oscar as the Gleason character is perfect.
Yeah, I think you got to do that.
I mean, Gonzo would be the other one I could think of to be the son, but Snuffy just is low key enough.
Well, because the son, who I can't think of the real name, I think he played like Tarzan in some movies. Because he was definitely in The Longest Yard. He was one of the guards on the football team in the original Longest Yards. He was a big dude in good shape. So it was really, and he played Donald Penobscot in MASH.
Oh, wow!
He played Donald Hot Lips married him.
Husband.
They had two of them, but he played one of them. It was like when Darren on Bewitched, all of a sudden Darren changed. You're like,
well, the story behind that was that
the guy hurt his back.
Yeah, Dick York hurt his back so much that they went with Dick Sargent.
Yep. They went from one Dick to another.
Dick didn't play that way, though.
Oh, my God.
He played with Robert Reed.
You guys are killing me.
Yeah, but
after midnight in New Brunswick, we can do this now.
Oh, yeah.
After midnight in New Brunswick, and we're off and running. That was a tougher movie than I thought. I thought we were gonna have some. What's another? I think that's it. I'm trying to think. I don't know any big. They had that big character, but I don't know the name. He was like a big dude on the Muppets, but I don't think he had a name. Oh God.
It's one of the monsters, right?
Yeah, he's like one of the monster dudes.
I don't know if he had a name or not.
Yeah.
I could sing Manamana if you'd want, but
Oh, Manana is great. Manana, bum 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 bum. Manana, bum bum bum. Manana, bum 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 bum. It's a great. That's actually an Italian like jazz song. You can. It's a real song. I actually looked it up, and it's Manazana. Bum 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 bum. Manazana. Bum 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 bum.
Does it mean anything?
No.
No. It's just noises.
right.
It's just great. Roll Rants for Star Wars. How you doing? If we had to, dog.
I'm just looking at the Cleveland Indians roster.
Still dwelling on the.
Just bums, all of them.
We haven't talked baseball in 20 minutes.
So, dog.
Mike Clevenger going to get a haircut. I mean, seriously.
Which guy?
Mike Clevenger.
Oh, dude, his hair is down to his shoulders.
No wonder why they stink.
I think he was a pretty good minor league player. I think he's going to get better and better.
The Met, the Mets. Some of those pitchers got their hair cut.
Did you see the pictures of Syndergaard today? He's pitching in a freaking ponytail.
Yeah, that's goofy to me. I don't care if you have long hair or not.
I don't like that.
It's fine. It doesn't look like a buff. Put it up in a bun or something.
Get off the mountain and go stock the produce at Whole Foods with the other hipsters.
For real.
It just his hair is a little too goofy in my opinion. That's just me.
Look like chokers. You choke.
Yeah, it's true. That's the one thing I'll always give the Yankees. You look professional.
That's right.
Yes.
But other than that, that's about it for the Yankees.
Hey, watch it.
Listen, you Yankee fan. W. Vaughn's a Yankee fan.
Yeah, but you know what? I give props to Boston teams. I have friends from that area.
Yeah, it's good-natured ripping anyway.
My season starts next week for my job, so that'll be.
Yeah, what's that? Is that AAA or AA?
That is AAA.
AAA. I watched your.
Which team?
Charlotte Knights.
Oh,
the
nice.
White Sox affiliate. Yeah. I got to see Eloy Jimenez play. That guy's future.
It's going to be tremendous.
Huge. I also saw Vlad Jr. play. Again, future. Through the roof.
I give the Padres props not to get into a baseball chat for bringing up Fernando Tatis to start the season.
He's going to be a good player. I like him a lot. He is great.
I think
he's not going to be great. Corey Kluber. Kluber's not going to be great at all. He's going to choke.
I like Kluber. I actually like Kluber, to be honest. Like, I like Kluber and Bauer. They're both really fun guys. We'll see. I think your team's going to be at least in second for the Central. Like, I think it's going to be them and the Twins. I don't think the Tigers have enough or the White Sox.
No. The White Sox are they're an ultimate team of a bunch of Dave Kingmans. They'll either hit freaking home runs or strike out.
You know who's really in trouble is the Orioles and the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks were good, but their only ace is really Greinke and Robbie Ray, and they're bad.
Whoever pitched for them on opening day because I was home.
It was Greinke.
Oh, he got lit up. He got lit up. I was watching some of that game. I came back from my aunt's funeral. I was watching some of that game, man. He got lit up. I told
my friend, I'm like, guess how many home runs the Dodgers hit? And he's like, what? I'm like, 8. He's like, no way. I'm like, 8 home runs, bro. He's like, how many were hitting that day? I'm like, 48. 8 from the Dodgers.
It was like a slow pitch softball game, for God's sake.
It's crazy. And then Harper hit a bomb today.
We won't talk about that.
We don't want to talk about him.
No, he's cocky.
You know what's funny? I kind of want him to do bad because I want to see the fans react to him.
They already booed him on opening day.
It'd be good entertainment. They already booed him once?
Awesome. On opening day, I think he struck out a few times. You know what's funny?
Philadelphia fans are tough, man.
Al, it's funny. They walked him at one bat. I'm like, oh, okay, bases are loaded. What are they going to do here? Reese Hoskins comes up, next second-year player, great player. Boom, grand slam. I'm like, I bought Harper. I was like, I wish that was me, man.
I think he's going to get his home runs, don't get me wrong, but he's not going to hit for average. He didn't hit for average in Washington.
He's not expected to. He is I think he's not even expected to.
Rob in the chat's going, Philly's 2-0. A lot more games, Rob. A lot more games.
Rob, yes. I think he's not going to hit for average. I think the main guy who's going to hit for average on that team is Scott Kingery or Reese Hoskins.
Yeah.
Both great young players.
Anyhow. So, Dog, real quick.
Chicago Cubs. I just want to get that out. Hate on
Dog, what day does actually Game of Thrones start in April?
I think April 14th.
So 2 more weeks approximately.
Day right before the Titanic sank.
Really?
Ironically. That's interesting.
Lincoln died.
Because I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to do a little – I know no one else – I know you don't watch Game of Thrones, Ron, but it is a good show. It's a very good show. You got to get past the dragons and stuff like that. The political intrigue is excellent. Probably the books are better than the show. I honestly
always better than the show, though. I've heard lots of good things about Game of Thrones.
I have too. I haven't seen it either. My brother loves it.
It's a good show. It's a good show. I'll tell you the show Dog and I could not get into, Westworld.
Oh, I know people like that. I never gave it a chance.
I tried. I like listening to our friends on YouTube talk about it.
TV shows.
What was that, Dog? I'm sorry.
I said the Westworld's like the Chicago Cubs of TV shows.
He hates them both.
I sense a theme tonight.
A lot of hate. I can feel your hate brewing inside of you.
So what's the Chicago Cubs of Mountain Dew flavors there, Dog?
Oh, man, my Mountain Dew's empty just now.
Uh-oh.
No, but you do the different flavors or just the original?
That's the original.
Yeah, so
I'm not big into that. What's that other? They do that Baja Blast and all that other crazy.
The Baja's decent. The Baja's decent. I would try Code Red. Code Red's really good. I like Code Red.
There was nothing better than Jolt when I was a kid. Dog will remember Jolt Cola. Jolt Cola had and they advertise this. Do you want your kid to bounce off walls for 4 days? Give him some Jolt Cola, and it'd be what was it, 4 times the caffeine, 5 times the sugar?
Twice the caffeine.
Yeah, it was just some ridiculous amount. And you would drink that, and you'd be like, and then you drink Jolt Cola. This is what we did before our quote-unquote Little League games. We drink Jolt Cola and eat a couple of Snickers bars, and you're bouncing all over the place. It didn't you were just flying all over the place. You were so hopped up on sugar.
You're doing the Elizabeth Berkley thing in Saved by the Bell.
Oh my God.
Excited. I'm dead. I had a jolt once, and you know what I did? I fell sound asleep.
It put you out. Oh man, but it didn't last too long. They got it off the market. Jolt Cola. That was awesome. I don't even know how it tasted. I just remember you just get hopped up on it.
Crap. But you didn't care.
No. It was a lot of sugar and caffeine. That was now here's one. Do you guys remember Tab?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Loved it.
I never knew about it. I'm a young kid. I'm 24.
Yeah, you're not gonna know about it. Do they even still have Tab?
Yes,
I think they do.
I feel like they do.
It's big in upstate New York, Al. So you drive over to Albany and you can find it.
Now Tab was the original Diet Cola, wasn't it?
Yes, and it actually tasted like Coke, which Diet Coke does not.
It's gross. Diet sodas are nasty.
What's your guys' go-to drink?
Oh, I like ginger ale.
I'm a Sprite guy. I'm a Sprite
Dry ginger ale.
I like Sprite or ginger ale. Sprite, I love Sprite. I like Sprite a lot.
And I used to like Pepsi and Coke, but I don't drink much of that.
I don't like Pepsi for some reason.
I always thought Pepsi tasted sweeter as a kid.
If I drink soda, I usually get a Coke Zero.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to drink soda, Uncle Ron.
I don't drink the stuff with the sugar in it, Al.
Well, you can't.
That's right, I can't, so I don't.
So don't. I can't find another host, goddammit.
Uncle Ron, you better not leave me now.
I had pretty much stopped drinking soda until the Five Guys opened up, and they have one of those Coca-Cola lifestyle machines. So it'll make you diet anything you want.
Really?
Cool.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. So, no, if I have a soda, it's usually Coke Zero.
Coke Zero is not bad.
What is the worst place you have ever eaten. Now, do you guys know Denny's?
Yeah.
Are there Denny's all around? I think it's like a national
Denny's
chain.
national.
So that was a standard thing. Like you'd go to eat at Denny's after you went out to the bar, and that was like the worst.
I try to avoid places where
ever.
Food, Al. That's the whole point. But
no, at that point is like like
worst food places.
Denny's, and I remember the first time I ate at the Outback was gross when they first opened up in this area. That was nasty. I went back since, but it was Denny's was a lot of people.
Pizza places that I can't think of what you get crappy pizza someplace.
Favorite. That sucks when you get crappy pizza.
I got it.
Yes.
Let someone else go first this time.
Well, no, you can go.
Go ahead, Al. Or sorry,
I'm Ron. He's Al. I'm Ron.
Sorry.
Dog. What about you? What's the worst restaurant food you've ever had?
The worst restaurant food I've ever had ever.
Yeah.
Freaking Chinese buffet that's near me here. About got food poisoning, but I gave him a rap and told everybody not to eat there.
That would qualify. Yes.
Chinese buffet ever.
Starbucks.
Yeah, don't ever go out to eat. Best to just make your stuff at home.
Home cooking's not bad. Home cooking's great stuff.
That's right.
I got breakfast at Starbucks once on Black Friday because I worked Black Friday. When I worked at the store, I opened on Black Friday because it wasn't too busy. And I couldn't get to Dunkin' Donuts. It was too icy. So the only other place that was open at 5 after 5 on that morning was Starbucks. And so they can't believe, they don't understand why there's a line of people there at 5 after 5 because it's Black Friday and people are shopping and they want coffee. And so they forgot to turn their gas burners on. And so we're looking to see what they got for anything that's possible.
How do they mess up a scone? Don't they just sell scones and crap like that?
It's a bagel they messed up. I ordered an everything bagel and Sarah got a plain with cream cheese. The toaster didn't work, so they handed us 12 bagels. We're running down to open our store, and she opens up the bagels, and it's an everything. How hard is it for an everything? We honestly could not tell which bagel was which.
My.
I mean, a bagel, you basically slice it, and some people like it toasted. A fresh bagel, I don't toast. Like if it's fresh,
you wouldn't toast. But
I want it toasted. That's just me. I put some cream cheese on it, regular, original cream cheese, no flavor stuff, and a plain bagel, cup of coffee. I'm a happy camper. How do you mess up a bagel? But people do.
We threw it out. We realized that neither one of us were. I mean, they were nasty bagels, and we were starting to get busy. And I took a bite of hers, and she took a bite of mine, and going, "Well, which one's the regular and which one's the everything?" Because it tasted. They were thrown out. I remember coming home at 10:30 that morning and making a hot turkey sandwich because we.
But that's the same thing. Like when you have something that tastes horrible, everyone does the same thing. Hey, taste this. I know we've talked about that before. Everyone goes, "Hey, taste this."
It's awful.
Right, Doug? It's awful. Taste it. I don't want to taste it. Taste it.
My wife and I do that all the time. Oh God!
Now, there's a game. There's a game with jelly beans, and like they're like novelty jelly beans
for the flavors. Yeah,
with the disgusting. Like some are good and some are bad, and you spin like this thing.
It's called Bean Boozle. Yeah, it looks.
My
terrible.
God! I hit puke.
Oh God!
I thought I was gonna puke literally because I put it.
I got a. I have a sadistic uncle, and you've seen my nephew Dylan on you.
Yes, I've watched some of his videos.
And Dylan got a box of those one year at our holiday party, and took great pleasure in shoving them in my mouth. The grass clippings actually wasn't that bad.
Dirt wasn't that bad either.
What?
Or grass or dirt, whatever the hell.
The dirt wasn't that bad, but I got a couple. I think the puke
was nasty.
Puke got spit out and something else. But yeah, think of that. That's my nephew Dylan. That's right up his alley.
Ron, what were you saying? What's your favorite restaurant?
No, I don't think I said that.
We were talking about like horrible places.
I do want to say this. Everybody, all the pizza places, they're all scumbags. They're all trying to rob people. with crappy pizza.
See,
Yeah, if you're gonna go pizza, go local.
Exactly.
we're lucky around where I live. We have some good, real local
Yes.
pizza.
Pizza Hut.
Oh, those places. Oh, yeah.
I need to get back to where you guys are. I'm planning to go to Long Island this summer. That's where my cousins
That's
live.
where you get it.
The what was it, Papa John's, right? So they opened one up in there years ago, and they promoted. So we go to get a Papa John. That was one of the worst pizzas I have ever eaten in my life.
There's a Papa John's about a block and a half from here on my street. So once in a while, I'll walk past when they're open. You don't smell pizza.
No, it doesn't.
Across the street that you can smell pizza all the time. How can you walk by a pizza place and not smell pizza?
That's the allure of a pizza place, to smell the pizza.
I mean, there's nothing.
Reminds me of being up 3-1 in the World Series and choke.
And having a Papa John's pizza at the same time. It's horrible.
I mean, if you want garlic butter for your pizza, just make your own garlic butter and drink it. Dogs Having the Night reminds me of the puppet sketch on SNL, and Seth MacFarlane makes the Vietnam vet puppet. Grenada.
Oh,
It reminds me of the time we were up 3-1 in the World Series and lost.
West Roasty Ninja is in the chat, and Dog and West Roasty Ninja, that's Milt, will be doing a show on Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, p.m. He says, for sure, JD, 2 eggs scrambled, 2 slices of bacon, and hash browns. That's a good hearty breakfast.
Ooh,
you know what I hate? When you tell someone about, like, you're going to get breakfast, I like my bacon crispy. I don't want it burnt. I just mean crispy, right? I don't want to put, like, raw bacon. Now, some people like it lightly cooked. I get that. However you like. I like it, crispy. Right? Yes. There are people, like, when you go out to breakfast, and they look at you like, I'll give it to you crispy, you son of a bitch. I'll give it to you crispy. Right? and he comes back, I'm like, it's effing Cajun. How hard is this to make it crispy? But you never say, like, you ever go out to eat? Well, I don't do much going out to eat anymore, but when I was younger, right? And you'd always have that one friend who complained about everything, and they'd be like, I'm sending it back. Well, are you out of your I worked in restaurants, believe me. Do you know what happens when people send food back? I mean, just, you don't know.
The cook gets mad. Oh, they don't like it, huh?
Yeah.
You know what the worst bacon is, though, Al? Turkey bacon.
Oh,
that sucks.
So bad. It's so grippy, like hard to chew. You're like,
it's ham. It's fat-free ham. It's not turkey. Don't call it bacon.
Yeah, how can turkey can't be bacon?
They're 2 different god-darn animals.
Exactly. Turkey bacon's nasty.
It's horrible.
Now, I like turkey ham. I like turkey and chili, but turkey bacon's gross.
It is horrible.
I mean, when you have to have bacon, you got to go with bacon. It's just.
I need to adjust. Sorry.
My breakfast, when I used to go out, I used to like 2 eggs over easy, 4 toast, lightly buttered, right? 6 pieces of bacon,
ooh,
cup of coffee, and a glass of OJ.
That's a great breakfast.
Cholesterol was 795.
Yes, and that's why the doctor's like, you can't eat that stuff anymore now because you're going to do it.
I do the 10 milligrams of fake Crestor every day and actually cut my cholesterol down to 136.
Yeah, I have to take a pill at night. So.
Oh, you take yours at night?
Yeah, they tell me to take it at night.
Why at night? I take mine in the morning.
I mixed up one time with this other pill, and I woke up. Never mind. I'll just.
And you had it for 4.5 hours, and you called the local TV station to say, "Look!"
I was like, "Look, Ma, no hands." Well, that's
the monkey's never been happier.
Oh God, yeah. I take a cholesterol pill at night before you go to bed. That's when they told me.
I have to take 2 pills in the morning. I have ADHD, but whatever.
Because they, because I've been on cholesterol pills for 3 or 4 years now, and it was take it first thing in the morning. Take it with your breakfast.
Well, maybe my doctor's trying to kill me.
So I take it with my fried chicken skins and my and my butter, and it comes up. No, I just do it all.
Now you said that. So at one of my jobs, I was a middle management, and I ran a department, right? And one of these women was a large woman, and she was not a pleasant woman, so that made her just
Even
that's just insult to injury right there.
Yeah, and again, it has nothing to do with it. She would talk like that. She had a really like large Marge voice, and she had a truck drivers. I mean, she was stereotypical.
She was a high school cafeteria worker, right?
Yes, and she was a caricature, if I said that word right. And so she'd be like yelling and yelling. I'm like, Verda, and her name was Verda on top of it, right? I'm
That's
like,
a horrible
so
name.
I come out of my office, right? I go, Verda, calm down. What's the problem? Dale's not here. And I go, I know. I'm in charge. Dale's not here. I get it. What's the problem? So then she, we've worked that out. And then she's yelling. Then her son would come up and they'd be yelling at each other and they'd end with, I love you. And then so she'd be yelling and swearing, right? And then she'd call up to order breakfast and she'd go, I would like, she'd go like in this really,
Oh my God.
really nice ladylike voice. I have a couple of stories that are going to make you laugh, but I probably shouldn't have said the name, but she's not watching. I don't know what the hell this is years ago. So she would call up to order breakfast at we had like a little breakfast place and lunch place, right? And you have to understand, she always said she was on quote unquote a diet, right? So my friend I hired him. He was one of my accounting clerks, right? He'd sit out in front of my office and he would just turn around and look at me in the office and she'd go, I would like 7 eggs, not 6, 7. And I would like 2 orders of hash browns, 2, yep. And I would like 8 pieces of toast, extra butter, and a coffee, and a Diet Coke, right? And you sit there and you're like, and then she would kind of cheat, and she's like, food would go all over. And I'm sitting there going, gee. And I'm sitting there going, John. My friend John would go, Al, how the hell they hire? She wasn't my hire. I came back from vacation and they hired her. I mean, that was not my hire, right?
Diet Coke makes everything okay. You can
that's what the point was, right? So, man, she was the most flatulent human being I ever knew. It was horrible. It was horrible. I'm not telling you. Now you have to understand, I have nothing against anybody. What made it worse was she was not a nice person. So if she was a nice person, you work with that, like you help them, because that's the way I am, right? She was such a mean human being, right? And she'd sit there. You know how a guy every once in a while will do like one of these and she used to do that at work, right? So she's sitting here. There's 2 young ladies sitting in front of her. I have my other accounting clerks to the left, right? And I'm sitting there going, and outside, explain something, and you just see her go, I'm like, oh, God. And I'm, like, giggling already. And like, the new people we hire were, like, just like, I'm looking at them going, this is your indoctrination into hell, people, right? And she did one of these. She did one of these. She lifted that big old ass cheek of hers and went, I was like, and I start, and now the controller, right? His office was right. So she sits there and like this, and I go in my office and I buzz him as I shut my door and open the window. I go, "How you doing in there, Dale?" He's like, and he's English, right? Because I worked for a UK company, and he came over from the UK. He was my boss, right? He goes, "It's bloody horrible. It's horrible. What the hell does she eat? What? Why did I hire her? I go, just fire her. I can't. She needs a job." I'm like, okay. Then open the window. I can't, because she knows. I know that she smells. It was so horrible.
Poor guy. That's horrible. I'd be like, this is the introduction to hell. Welcome to hell.
So the other thing, if you're weak of stomach, don't listen. I used to stay. We used to have to have our monthly reports at a certain time because we had to send them to the UK, and they didn't want them by email. They didn't want them by fax. We had to get them in the
Would you airmail them?
DHL. I think it was DHL.
Courier service. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we had to give it DHL, and they sent it, and we had to have them done at a certain time so they would be there a certain day over in England, right? And so we had new clerks. I was training them, and they, so I'd stay sometimes I worked till 10:30 at night, no lie, right? And I'm getting aggravated and this and that, and they made the same mistakes. And again, if you make a mistake or don't know, just ask me. I will answer the question or help you over and over again, right? So I'm sitting, now they come in. It was my friend John. I said, John, come in here. And I kind of reamed him, right? And I said, I explained this to you. Why didn't you just say you know? He goes, well, I thought you. I said I was here till freaking 10:30 so we can get these reports out so we don't have to catch hell from the UK, right? And he's mad at me. And then I'm like, it was a Friday too, right? And I usually took him out to lunch. None of my clerks want to go to lunch with me because I was mad, right? And I was like, you want to go to lunch? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, babies, I mean, in my mind, like, bunch of babies, whatever. So now, Verder orders her 4,000 pounds of feed, right? And she came in on dress down day. She sort of wore these, I don't know, like sweatpants looking things, stretchies.
Oh God.
Now, she was very flatulent, that it was important that I told you that, okay? So
I hope the pants were brown to start.
Oh, we're getting there, Rod. So she came in wearing white, stretchy pants, right?
Oh, God.
You understand? The accounting clerks were not talking to me.
Like a yoga pant?
Yeah, but they're gross.
Unless you have a body for it, yoga pants are gross. But
right. So
it's like leading the World Series.
Yeah,
everyone, exactly.
Choking.
Yeah, choking. So she had a Cleveland Indian moment in a way, right? So now, normally, like I say, take the accounting clerks to lunches if they don't want to go because they're mad because we had our meeting and I was upset with them and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I go get lunch. I'm sitting there eating and I hear, gotta go. Oh my God. She gets up. She's like running for the door and you hear, and I was like, what the fuck, right? And so I'm like giggling and laughing like, Jesus, I don't know how the hell they hired her, right? So I'm sitting back down, right? And now I go back out to get something to throw my stuff away, my lunch stuff, right? And I turn and I look, I'm like, I could have sworn she had white pants on, right? So I go back in my office. Now the clerks come in. I said, John, can you come in here, please? He's like, Al, I get it. Just come in here and grab that report and just shut the door. And now, like, I could care less. The thing's done with, right? He won't make the mistake again. He understands. Just ask me about. And he thinks I'm going to bring it up again. And he's like, listen, I'm sorry. Listen, I don't give a shit about that. I'm sorry I got upset. Whatever. You guys should have still went to lunch. But, John, what colored pants was Verda wearing this morning? He goes, why are you staring at Verda? I'm just asking you, what colored pants did she wear this morning, right? He goes, it was white. Okay. Now go out there and see what colored pants she has on now. So he goes, what do you mean? I think she shit herself, right? Which is, again, not funny, but it's kind of funny, right? Fun. So he goes out. He walks back in. Al, she's wearing brown. I go, yeah. He goes, what the hell did she do with the other pants? I go, man, all I'm telling you is don't go near that garbage canister out there. That's where they gotta be, right? So he goes, well, what do you want me to do? I mean, don't do anything. I'm telling you, and so I go get Dale. I go, why? He'll get a good laugh. He needs a good laugh, right? So what do you want me to do? I go, just grab that report. Tell him we got to talk about the report. So Dale comes in, and he's like, what do you guys want? Just shut the door. I go, Dale, what color pants did Verda have on this morning? He goes, mate, and he said the same thing. Why are you staring at Verda, mate? I'm like, I'm not, but what color pants did she have on this one? She wear the same crappy white pants she wears every effing Friday. I'm like, she's wearing brown pants now. He goes outside. He goes, hey, starts talking to her about some report, comes back in, shuts the door, and breaks out laughing. Did she shit herself? I go, I think she shit herself, man. She went running out the door, grabbing her ass. Big old. But yeah, I don't know how the hell they hired her.
I'm happy
for her. She didn't care. I mean, we all have had incidents.
She's opening up her can of ravioli at night, not even heating it up for her dinner, right?
Oh, man. She would have food on her. Just, Then she did online dating. She told us about it. And I felt bad. So the guy goes, let me see a picture of you.
Worse than that is like, yeah. I understand where this is going.
This is the Tinder date from hell for somebody, right?
So, yes. So she's telling us this, and I felt bad. I felt, because, whatever. Even I didn't really care for her, but yeah, I don't want to see anyone sad and stuff, right? So she's going, yeah, and I talked to him for like 3 weeks, and he was all excited. And then he's like, "Can I see a picture of you?" And she says, "Well, I'm a large, beautiful woman." And he's like, "I like large, beautiful women." I'm like, "Oh my god!" So she said, "You have to understand, she was also missing some teeth. I'm not making this shit up." And she sent a picture, and the guy's like, "He won't talk to me anymore." And I'm like, "Well, you don't want to meet someone like that, Verda. I mean, you just don't. They're not good for you." Imagine the poor when he got that. He's like, and he's been telling her probably all kinds of things.
He's like, anyway. Not that kind of woman.
So anyway, that was. I once told she was off on vacation. I challenged the girls that went out to lunch, right? And they're just guys in the office, right? I go, I will pay someone $25 to smell her chair. And they're like, go fuck yourself. I'm like, here's the $25, right? I was like, here's the $25. Smell her chair, and you win this $25. So then Dale, my boss, comes out and he goes, I'll add 25 to it. It's 50. Someone smell her chair. And like, no one would do it. I'm like, come on, smell her chair.
So I went to college with this rather large woman, and she was just obnoxious personality.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's Verda, it's Mimi from the Drew Carey Show.
That's who she was. Yeah. That's exactly who she was. It's hilarious.
That's just fat. I mean, I was fat. I mean, she was fat. She's like a female version of me, and
I think you're sexy, Uncle Ron.
Oh, and how much of that honey ginger ale have you had? I'm sorry that you need cataract surgery, Al. Anyway, one of the fraternities was offering a quarter keg and a 25-pound bag of flour to find the wet spot.
Oh my God, Ron!
That's just how. I mean, I won't get the poor woman's name. Hopefully, she's lost the weight and found some self motivation. And it's been 30 years. Hopefully,
I'm sure it's all better now.
I'm not, like I said. I felt bad for her, but that was the running joke. Was that that? But oh man, I heard
we came back. We used to have to go down to Florida for work for like a week to our sister companies, right? They had offices all over the U.S. and we were attached to Florida, right? So we go down there, and they asked. So we never had security on our doors, right? And it was a small office, 12 people in the office and stuff. And so we go down there, and it's like, so Sale goes, how come you guys have security, like all these like to get? It was a strip mall. And they owned the whole mall, except they had a daycare center that they rented out because they paid them a lot of money and stuff. So, and they were like,
craft work.
Yeah, except it was a daycare center, so there's little kids. So
yes, okay,
it's for little kids. That was the weirdest thing. We went down there day one, and there's animal control there. They pulled out a freaking snake from underneath the daycare, like this. I was like, yeah, I really don't want to live in Florida, So we're down there and we get the story. Yeah, you guys are going to be getting you guys should put security on your door, like the card thing. And we're like, no, we're in a decent neighborhood. He goes, and they go, yeah, didn't you hear what happened in North Carolina? I'm like, no, what happened? Guy walked in, killed the manager. I'm like, Dale's like, yeah, we're putting security on it. So one of the contractors came in and shot them. We dealt with contractors, like construction and stuff. Dude shot the freaking controller. I was like,
Al, can you re-invite me? I'm going to hang up. I need to go on my iPad. My phone's about to die.
Sure. When you get back in the chat, we'll send you. Yeah.
Okay. I'll message in the chat.
Yep. Or just shoot me an email. Whatever. Fine. But yeah, that was a fun job until my boss banged the HR chick, and I want to give her my job. So I'm not fond of HR. I actually had to do HR for a month and almost 2 months there. Yeah, because no one wanted to do it.
Well, who the hell would want to do HR anyway?
So I was doing the accounts receivable credit manager thing and charge up like the money and stuff. And now they're like, Al, you got to do HR. I have to do HR. Have you heard me speak? And they're like, yeah, you have to do HR because I don't want to do it anymore. I'm like, okay. So now you got to follow the rules and stuff. So we're going on a road trip to one of our branches. That's what they called them. It's basically a store, like a hardware type of store, electrical. We sold electrical stuff, and we would take a clerk, an accounting clerk, with us all the time to show how the operation runs, yada yada yada. Right. So we're going out east to what is it? Not Pembroke, but wherever. And so I got the clerk. I told the manager, right, Ron, the branch manager, I go, listen, you cannot talk the way you talk to me on the, like joke around that way because I'm bringing a young lady. You have to be professional. You cannot say certain things, okay?
You mention the word knockers, for instance.
You have to understand this. Do you understand this? Yeah. I'm like, okay. We're not there 5 freaking minutes, and he says like the most offensive thing, just in general talk, right? I'm sitting there going, so I stop immediately. I go, you have to apologize right now. And he's like, what? I go, apologize to her right now. I didn't say that in front, like we had a conversation in front of her, right? Because he already, and then I had to dress him down and stuff and sit there, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And so she's like, wow, I didn't think you would do that. And I was like, well, hey,
okay,
WVogs.
Okay, I'm back.
So, yeah, you just have to re-click on the link. So,
yep, just did.
But to talk about like the stupidity of people, right? After going through,
it really is.
And he had compared a sale to pleasure. I'm not going to use like when you make a sale, it's blah blah, right? And I'm like, oh my,
that better be an awful big sale.
Yeah, and I was like, you can't say that, man.
No, you can't.
So then we're on the way back. We stopped to have lunch, and she's like, oh, thank you. I'm glad you did that. And I'm like, she goes, should I report it? I go, you should. I said, I've already talked to Dale on the phone. He knows what's going on. If you want us to pursue it any further, we will. And she was like, no, I'm okay. I go, she goes, no, you made him apologize. I go, yeah. I go, you can't do that. I go, you can't do that. So yeah, I had to do human resources we caught another idiot, right? This was the best one. So we were selling electrical stuff, right? And this guy bought these expensive chandeliers. And we're like, we don't normally sell that, but if you have a special job, and he said there's a special. So now we're like, how long has he had these chandeliers, right? We don't see these things moving. He said this was for a job, a specific job, right?
Sorry.
So I go down there to do one of our little check things where I go down and I make sure everything's running right, blah, blah. I'm in charge of human resources now. Can't do this, can't do that. In front of, you got to be smart. And the main reason actually was just to go down and see if he had those stupid things. He was selling them out of the trunk of his car. We caught him. Mm-hmm. What a dumbass.
People are. People really are. We lose Dog?
That's okay. He'll come back. If he doesn't, Dog might be taking a break for something. That's okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Never had to do HR.
HR sucks.
I did night manager at the store, and you got it. I mean, I worked for a very loose place. I mean, any sort of, it's a locker room talks. We weren't grabbing them by the anatomy, but I know
what you mean.
Language was pretty loose, but there are times that you had to be very, very, yes, any responsibility. Yes, I can't really say that. I shouldn't be saying that in front of you. You certainly can say that.
You can listen. I worked for a UK company. The F-bomb came flying out of everybody's mouth. It was standard for a UK company. The branch manager meetings were the best. I mean, they would sit there and dress a branch manager down. They would be like, and then it was done. Once they yell at him, it's like, okay, it was unbelievable. Like this company, it was probably my favorite company to work for. They shut down the office to go watch the semifinals for the European Cup when England played Portugal. And we went to the Portuguese club because it's the only place we could see the game. They shut the office down. The whole office went, except the women. They didn't want to go. They went home. But it was awesome. It was a fun company to work for. But it's okay to joke with your friends and stuff at work, but you can't say certain things.
No, you can't.
You got to treat people nicely. You can't, you can't be doing chat with Al at work.
No,
definitely not.
But yeah, I was in charge of human resources. It was hilarious because
They took their number one offender and made him in charge of human resources.
They put
Sorry, guys.
They put
My iPad cuts in and out and in. It's weird.
That's okay. I'm getting used to you doing the camera thing. I'm like, what's he doing over there?
You know what? I fixed it. I'm just sorry. First time.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that was the worst. I mean, because he didn't want to do it anymore. It was just funny. I always giggle. When I went to this couple other jobs, and they were sitting there talking about this, like, oh yeah, I know about that stuff. I was in charge of HR for a couple. You can't. You got to be respectful to people. I get that. A joke's a joke, but other things are.
Some things are not work appropriate.
At the door. They should have read Thomas Paine a little more.
But the whole point, dog, was I told the guy, right? Because I knew the way he joked. Don't do it. Could you just not do it for the hour and a half we're there? I don't give a shit once we leave, right? You can't say this stuff in front of you should. If you're working with your staff, you know how your staff is, right? You can joke, even then you got to be careful, right? I'm bringing someone from the office. I get it. I've come out to your branch before. You joked around with me. It's fine, right? My whole point was the stupidity of this guy. When you call him and say, I'm coming out there with a new hire. Again, it's a standard. You go out, you see how the operation works in the store, blah, 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 right? Don't say, and literally, dog, Ron, and 5 minutes. The guy says one of the most offensive. I'm like,
was your head with you all day today?
But because now he put me, if I don't report that, right, or dress him down, right, and which you should, right, and I did.
Culpable as him.
Exactly. Now I'm complacent to it, right, and I'm like, you son of a bitch, really? And
you know what that reminds me of?
He goes, I can't believe you yelled at me later. I'm like, I told you not to. How? I go, you're lucky you didn't get fired. You're lucky she was, fine with what I did and stuff like that. You can't say that stuff, man.
No, you know what it reminds me of for some dumb reason? When in the Pony Excess, when that guy who ratted out the program who was visiting, and he said, hey, we're going to the Excess, the 30 for 30, the SMU.
Oh, the Pony Express.
Pony Express.
They're like, hey, we're going to meet Eric Dickerson at this restaurant. And he says, you're not that big. And then Eric Dickerson brings him out back and says, what the did you just say to me?
That Pony Express. You want to talk about the ultimate death penalty? Man. Woo.
Oh,
that program will never recover from that. They were thinking about doing it, I think, to Baylor when Art Briles did that whole.
I think what was the pay? That was all payola there, man.
I wasn't alive, but I've done history, and
no, they had it was Ron Meyer was the coach. They had Eric Dickerson, Craig James. They had a third running back who I forget, but they could run they ran a wishbone basically, and they ran the crap out of the ball.
There's so many. You got second probation in X amount of time.
Do you guys have a favorite 30 for 30? I think my favorite is the 85 Bears one. That one was kind of crazy cool.
I like the John Elway one.
Called the Two Brothers. With had those guys from Yugoslavia, the basketball players.
Oh. That was on Pedro. No.
Drazen Petrovic.
Yep, Drazen Petrovic and Gladi Divac. They actually played on the Yugoslavian national team.
Yes, they did.
And then when Yugoslavia broke up into those smaller countries because they were different ethnicities and religions, they actually not so much Gladi Divac, but Drazen Petrovic when the war started because they had that civil war that Serbia, Croatia. I can't think of the other little Bosnia and Herzegovina. Well, that became a big thing because Drazen Petrovic was a Croat, which made him like a Catholic Christian, and they were fighting against the Serbs who were whatever. And there's basically like ethnic cleansing going on, and that was they didn't talk to each other anymore.
And the sad thing is, I didn't grow up at that time, but again, I love sports history. Drazen Petrovic died in a car accident.
Yep. He was a very good. That was a good one, Doug. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
I think they said that if he played a few more years, he could have been almost as good as MJ. He was such a good player.
He joked. Drazen Petrovic had the joke. He goes, when I retire from the NBA at whatever, and he played for the New Jersey Nets.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and play in the European leagues. I can play left-handed and score 45 points at will.
You know who played good in the European leagues and came over? I watch his son, of course, is Arvydas Sabonis.
Oh yeah, he came over. Well, that was a different one because he played for the Soviets, and they let him come over. He came over late when he played for Portland.
See.
He was a very good player.
Yeah,
Arvydas Sabonis.
Drazen was 23 years old.
Yeah, my favorite 30 for 30 was they brought back some of the Soviet players from the 1980 Olympic team and brought them to Lake Placid and brought them into the arena, and they went through. That was just a phenomenal review. I mean, it's one of those things that I'm going to watch this for 10 minutes and I'll watch it later, and an hour and a half later, I'm, just mesmerized by the whole thing, and that was just incredible storytelling.
Fun fact: my dad played tennis against one of the guys from the Miracle on Ice team.
Which one?
Mike Ramsey. Rammer.
Yep. No, I know. The thing with that had to be. I don't remember that one, but I remember what they're talking. That was not one of the one. I got to watch that because I never watched that all the way through.
They did it for the 30th anniversary, so it was like 2010. It might not have been a 30 for 30, but that was.
No, I know what you mean. That had to be because. What was the story with Tretiak? I've heard different things, Ron. You're a big hockey fan. Did he get pulled because the coach, he let in the soft goal, and the coach was like,
goal in the first period. He wanted to
the coach decided, I'm going to show you. You think you're so good. We're going to win without you.
Right.
Was that the truth?
They should have won without him, to be honest. But
yeah, they had the better team. But
right. And so that's exactly what it was. And
okay.
Remember, they could have lost to the States, but the way they did it that year wasn't a pure tournament. It was a convoluted two groups. You kept your common record with your group, and then you played the other two teams.
Yeah.
So the Soviets could have pounded the Swedes like they did
for sure,
and won the gold medal. I mean,
for sure.
Even after losing to the States, it didn't work out that way. But yeah, the Soviets weren't out of the gold medal after beating the United States. They beat them.
The thing with that, because there's another story that said he was sick and that's why they pulled him, but I don't remember that.
I thought bigger than the team, and that was the whole thing. Was that the KL Harmaloff and the others, the forwards, were excellent players, but they play within the system. We all knew Tretiak.
Yeah, you did, because that was, even as a kid, you knew Tretiak, and
Tretiak and Stevenson were the two communist athletes that you knew would have been superstars here.
We talked about that with Anthony from Bleacher Bums, because there was always the rumor Tretiak was going to go play in the NHL if they would release it.
Yeah,
I mean, because Yugoslavia at the time, they would let their athletes become professionals. Like they had professional boxers and they had professional tennis players. It was a little different with Marshal Tito. He was the dictator of Yugoslavia. They were communists, but if you had to live in a communist country, that's the one you wanted to live in. You had a lot more freedoms than, because they really weren't associated with the Soviets. I mean, they were, but they weren't. They were like those allies of convenience. They really didn't let Soviet troops on their
Switzerland of the communist world.
Yeah, they didn't really let Soviets have bases on their land and stuff. They didn't trust them, and so Stevenson, definitely the Cuban boxer. Anthony made me a card. Made a card. He already sent it to me. So, you were in the chat there, Ron. I've taken a look at it. He did a good job with that.
I'm sure he did. I'm so excited about that game.
Yeah, I remember that's going to be a great box. That is a great boxing game, Glory Days boxing. But I remember Teofilo Stevenson, and there's the rumor that he was going to fight Ali, and people wanted to see that fight. They would have fought like in Monaco or someplace like that and stuff, but they wouldn't have fought in the U.S. Well, they might have. I don't know how they would have done it.
Speak of boxing, Evander Holyfield's son plays football currently.
What school?
Georgia. He's a big boy, just like how his dad was. He is. Let me pull up a picture.
Well, that's like Ken Norton's son. Was a linebacker.
Cowboys and Niners.
Yep. Well, where did he go to college? Why does that slip my mind? Was it UCLA?
Something about UCLA sounds familiar with that.
Let's see.
Yeah, and he played for the Cowboys and the Niners, right, Ron? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Cowboys and Niners. Won quite a few rings playing for the Cowboys and Niners.
Yeah,
Too.
4 or 5 rings he got.
Yeah.
Who's the guy who played for the Cowboys and Niners, defensive lineman? He's got like a gazillion rings. Defensive lineman. Oh, I can see him. God damn it. Now you said.
That's what I was thinking
This
of.
looks Photoshop, but this is the picture. One sec.
Can you know
Look
who
at
I'm talking about, dog?
What's that?
That's Holyfield's kid.
He's a beast.
Tank.
What the hell is his name?
Who's? I've Googled
A defensive lineman. He played for the 49ers and
Charles Haley.
Yes, that's it.
Charles Haley.
In fact, he started off with Dallas. Then when he went to the 49ers, they finally won.
Didn't he win 6 Super Bowls or something?
I believe he did.
Yeah, I think so.
Him and Brady are the only ones with 6, I'm pretty sure.
Anyhow.
We blow a 3-1 lead in the World Series.
I'll
tell you something. That's something Dog never has to worry about. The Cleveland Indians losing the Super Bowl.
Dog, hey, at least you're not the Golden State Warriors who were 3-1 and they were favored 100% and they blew it.
Yeah, they did.
Hello, Nat King Cole Curry. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, this is so much fun.
I gotta go to bed soon, but
yeah, I gotta check on my pops anyway. So I think we'll call it a stream here. It was a lot of fun. It was the last second. I didn't know if I was gonna do it because I was watching my alma mater play hockey. I was excited about that, but they lost. But they had a good season. Made it to the Elite Eight. So
yeah, I saw AIC beat.
Yep. They beat Saint something
St.
yesterday.
Cloud State, which is
and it was a huge upset. They beat them 2-1.
I told my dad, and he was like, "Who?" And I'm like,
American International College. And I'll tell you, Mario Elie played there, and he became an NBA basketball player. Bruce Laird played football there. He was a safety for the then Baltimore Colts in the 70s. And and then they had a couple of hockey players to go play in the NHL.
And they had Al Red Sox fan.
Yeah, but I didn't play sports there. I just went there.
Oh man, King Ichibu's here. I just want.
Oh, King Ichibu!
King!
Oh, I can't leave yet. Then how are you doing, King?
No,
Ichibu?
we can't. We can't leave if King Ichibu just gets here.
King Ichibu is awesome, man.
Ichibu, my bad.
So I got to have him on one of these times. I sent he'd like to. That'd be cool to have him on to talk about some stuff. But there's no big movies coming out that I want to see. We've already again. I'm not going to go out, but dog. I just remember again younger, so maybe I'm more excited about movies. But I check the movies. I really do. I'm like, is there something to motivate me to go to the movies? And I'm sitting there going, no. I mean, I might go. I think I will go see the Marvel one.
Curious about Dumbo.
That looks really
Disney remade that, but that might not be terrible.
That's like live action, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Is the Disney live action Jungle Book good? I never saw it.
I'll tell you. I don't know if Dog saw. There's a Jungle Book movie from the 30s. Okay. In color. It's excellent. Now, again, some of the...
Oh, I saw that long ago, Al.
It was very good. Now, some of what they would do CGI now, obviously they couldn't do then. So some of the animals are slightly...
Okay.
I don't want to say cheesy, because for that day and age, it was good stuff. And it's a very entertaining movie. But I highly recommend Jungle Book, 1930-something or either late 30s, early 40s. And then they actually did the sequel, the part that comes after. There's another book. They actually did that. Wasn't as big of a hit, but I remember seeing that on PBS, Matinee at the Bijous, every Saturday on PBS.
I love that.
You remember that, Uncle Ron?
I do remember that. You got a serial to start with, and then a cartoon that you didn't normally see, and a newsreel, and then the primary, 4 or 5.
Hello, Jake Cruz. Yeah, so Matinee at the Bijou, for anyone who doesn't know, basically a Bijou is a movie theater. And what you did when you were a kid, or even as an adult, but mostly it was catered to, on Saturdays, was a kid. Like, Uncle Ron said, and Dog, who's a big historian of movies, well, you went there basically to spend a good portion of your day. So you saw
like a 2.5, 3 hour show.
Yeah, you saw maybe 2 cartoons in the beginning. So PBS used to do Matinee and the Bijous on Saturdays. It would start off with a couple of one or two.
I think we got it on Sunday mornings, but yeah, with different parts.
Ours was on Saturday. Maybe it was whatever. It was on the weekend, and so you get a cartoon, 1 or 2, depending. Then we got my all-time favorite, Flash Gordon, the cereal with Buster Crabtree, I think is his name, right?
Crabtree.
Now, the guy who played Ming the Merciless looked like me. I mean, the acting, again, 30s-ish, wasn't bad, but the best thing I used to love was this is a serial, so you got like a 20-minute show, and then they wanted you to come back.
It was a one reel feature that they did like 13 weeks or something like that.
Right, so you'd come back a couple of weeks later, and they give you another one, all right, or whenever the next new set of movies came out, and then you get the serial. So it was a lot of fun, but for Matinee at the Bijou on PBS, you get to see it every week, so that was cool. But remember the rocket ships and you could see the strings. It was hilarious. And but it was, I tell you what, and Dog knows this because we've talked about Flash Gordon when they redid it, and they made it basically in the early 80s. They kind of wanted to have that same kind of 30s vibe to it. I still say that's one of the
Queen doing the soundtrack.
That's right. I still say as a kid, that's one of my favorite. I watch that movie, and still enjoy it.
To me.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Doc.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh,
no, Doug, go ahead.
That was a fun movie. I mean, Ed, I think it was in Mark Wahlberg when he did the movie with the bear, the talking bear. They brought back what? Yeah, Ted. They brought back the guy who played Flash Gordon. It was hilarious.
That's funny. He's like, my God, it's Flash Gordon. And they're like best friends with him.
He goes, what did you do? He goes, I just did a line of coke in the bathroom
with Flash Gordon. No, you, Dog and Al know what the best movie without CGI is.
God, there's a lot of good movies without
CGI.
Ben-Hur. Yeah. Ben-Hur is outstanding. The only part I would want them, if they could do it well, I would like to see, and Dog, we've talked about it, the big battle scene where the only way they could do it was with those models. That's the only thing if they could sort of, but they probably would ruin the movie. Like Jaws, okay? Jaws is a great movie. I like it, right? The shark is cheesy. I mean, in the day, it scared the crap out of me, literally, right? I mean, we've had this discussion. I wouldn't go in the bathtub when I was a kid after I saw Jaws. I'm like, no, I'm not going in the bathtub. No.
Hell no.
I wouldn't go in a 4-foot pool. It was a standard, exactly. My friend's older brother would go, there's a shark in the pool. And, of course, it's a 4-foot pool. You can see the bottom, and you're petrified going, there's a shark in the pool? You're a little kid. You don't know.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a shark in the pool. So, man, I would. Yeah, so Matinee at the Bijous was really cool, and that's where I saw Jungle Book. I want to say it's in the mid-30s, and that's
they pretty much focused on pre-45 or pre-war films.
Yeah, and that was a really well-done movie. I think you could probably find it on YouTube because it's probably public domain now.
I'm sure it is.
Because after a certain point, but I saw a lot of movies on Matinee at the Bijou.
Yeah.
Then, Ron, do you remember this one? On Saturday nights, Channel 38 would have that guy, Dana something.
Dana Hersey at the Movie Loft.
Yeah, that's right. That's the first time I ever saw Robin Hood.
Tonight.
Robin Hood.
Smokey and the Bandit, followed by Cannonball Run. It's Burt Reynolds night on the Movie Loft on
I used to love the Movie Loft, man, on Saturdays.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was on last night. Didn't watch
Good, the Bad, the Ugly is one of the best.
I could literally talk. I could literally talk to you and Dog about that for real.
Dog, have you and Milt done the best 5 shootouts? Like at the end of a movie or in a movie?
No, we've done like best fight scenes and like Game of Thrones, but no, I don't think we've ever done like best westerns per se or best fight. Like shootouts. I'll have to run that one by him sometime here.
That is one of Dog. The thing with the eyes and the music, because that's one of the best scores we've next to Ben-Hur and stuff. that was just the we
who
talked
was
about
it?
that. The music's unbelievable.
Emilio something.
But I'll tell you a couple of my favorite ones.
Morricone.
Yeah. The
You
Good, the
got to
Bad, and the
include
Ugly.
High Noon in that too, wouldn't you? Because that was the first movie shot in real time. It was like a 90-minute movie, and it was a 90-minute.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Good and the Bad and the Ugly in Spain, or was it Italy?
Spain. Because there's a part in Spain that looks like the West, a portion of Spain, and they filmed a lot there.
And the South is pretty desert-like, yeah.
Yeah. High Noon's another great movie because you're right, because it took place in 90 minutes and the movie took place in 90. And the whole thing with High Noon was they're constantly looking at the clock because those guys are coming to kill the marshal, Gary Cooper. And at the end, the best part, Gary Cooper and his wife actually kills one. Grace Kelly played his wife. At the end, the townspeople don't want to help him. He takes the badge off and he goes, zip, in the dirt, and he leaves. And they wanted to cut that scene out. And the director and Gary Cooper go, how can you cut that scene out? That's the most important scene at the end. When he takes, and he was going to retire anyway. But the point was, no one wanted to help him. And he takes the badge and he goes, after I cleaned up the town, this is how I was. Yeah, that's a good shootout scene. But I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, Dog. It's called State of Grace with Sean Penn and Gary Oldman. And it's like an Irish gangster movie. They had a shootout at the end in a bar on St. Patrick's Day to the parade music. That was awesome. State of Grace. Highly recommend State of Grace.
I'm not sure if I have seen that one, actually.
Gary Oldman's
Sean
in it.
Penn's a good actor. Gary
Sean
Oldman's
Penn
too.
Doesn't suck. Yep. And Gary Oldman's one of the best.
Yeah, Hurt. What's the guy? What's the guy?
Oh, it's William Hurt, yeah.
Is it William Hurt, the actor?
Children of a Lesser God. You talking?
No, see, not him. I knew I got the name wrong. Oh, Ed. I got it. Ed something.
Ed Asner.
No, that would be funny if it was Ed Asner.
No, Lou Grant would drink you under the table, not shoot you on the table.
Westworld guy.
Yes, him.
Harris.
Ed Harris.
Thank you. And it's a good movie. I highly recommend State of Grace. Great shootout at the end.
It says John Hurt. I just did research. No. He's an alien. No.
No. It's not. John Hurt was the guy. Was John Hurt the guy where the alien popped out of his stomach?
Yep, I think you're right.
That was oh my God. Better scene than that, though. The Thing. When the dude is doing the paddles are trying to revive the guy, and the guy's stomach opens up, and he's like, ah! And then the head, remember the spider head? Dog? Oh, my God.
Oh, that was freaking, yeah. You got to be effing kidding me.
That was hilarious. That movie, if you've not seen, we're going to end soon because everyone's got, but you know what, Dog? We got to do a thing. I got it next week, I got to just talk. The Thing with Kurt Russell. There's so many good one-liners in that movie, but that part, the guy, it's a creature that takes your body over through the blood, and it basically, the head pops out, and it becomes like a spider. It was gross. That was nasty. And they're trying to light it up. They just burn it, with flamethrowers. That was great stuff.
Those other guys are tied to the chair, just freaking out. And
yeah.
That was freaking great.
Todd Beese is running scared. That was with Billy Crystal.
And Gregory Hines.
That's right. Oh, my God. Wow. Oh, my. They were cops in Chicago, I think. You know what else was not so much a shootout, but now they're talking about that one. Robert De Niro, Charles Grodin, and Robert De Niro was an ex-cop, and he was like a bounty hunter now. And Grodin had ripped off the mob guy. Midnight Run.
All right.
That's a fun, entertaining movie. And actually, an underrated shootout. There's no shootout really in that one, but Beverly Hills Cops, the first one, right? Remember Billy? And Billy was the guy from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah. And the older cop, they go, that's Gerald Ford, right?
Judge Reinhold.
Yeah.
Yeah. But remember, they're having a shootout. They got a revolver, a snub-nosed revolver, and a pump shotgun. And they're going up against guys with automatic weapons, and they're trying to load their guns. And Billy looks at the sergeant, and he goes, you know what this reminds me of? like, what, Billy? Right? You're about to die, right? He goes, again, it's a comedy action, so you know that. He goes, remember that part in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid when the whole Colombian army's outside? And the sergeant looks at him as he's loading the pump shotgun. He goes, Billy, remind me if we get out of this that I'm going to kill you. That was a great scene because you have to understand, if you've never shot a weapon, a pump shotgun, again, is a great weapon, but against automatic gunfire, and the whole thing when he goes, this reminds me of that scene, and the sergeant looks at him, Billy, if we ever get out of this, remind me to kill you.
I'm gonna kill you.
That had some. Oh, what was the one with Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy?
8 hours.
The beginning. Remember that beginning? That was brutal. Where that was actually, the cops go to, Nick Nolte's there and there's 2 other officers. They go upstairs, but they think it's going to be a traffic stop kind of arrest. Then there's a shootout and he gave up his gun. And the other cop, like, don't give up your gun. That goes back, a true story. I think it was in New England. It's called, they made a movie with James Woods, I think, in it. They call it The Onion Field, where 2 officers were killed. I got to look that up, the historical thing. But basically there were 2 criminals. They had an officer and there was another officer. And one officer still had his weapon. And they made him give up his gun, and they basically killed both the and the other cops, like, and again, you don't know how it happened. I don't know when they interrogated those 2 guys, when they caught him or something or whatever, or they did the forensic thing, how they figured it out. Like, they go, the guy never shot his gun, so he must have given it up. Never, ever, ever give up your gun. Ever. But those are kind of vicious shootouts. I don't know why I went there, but that's where I went. Anyway, well, that's a downer note, huh?
Here, we'll leave it on this. Gary Cooper, Pride of the Yankees.
Oh,
I need to see it. I still need to see that movie. Saw a lot of baseball movies.
He was a right-handed hitter.
Yes.
Could not hit left-handed. So the uniform was all in reverse, and they flipped it over for him to be a left-handed hitter.
You know who else did that? I didn't know about that, Uncle Ron, but Billy Crystal, when he did 61.
61, that makes sense, yeah.
They did the same thing. They did the same thing with I want to say it was Barry Pepper, the guy who played Maris. That he was a right-handed batter, so they made him run to third, and they made everything look like he was hitting lefty.
That was all shot at Tiger Stadium, and they did the CGI to make it look like Yankee Stadium.
That's so cool.
That's a good movie. That was a good movie. 61.
Before we go, I wanted to ask Ron the trivia.
Coming to a theater near you. Corey Kluber, choker.
Dog, tell us how you really feel about that.
Dog is bitter about those Indians.
My goodness, yes.
So, Ron, I had a trivia question for you, and Al didn't get it right yet last week. And so, who is the youngest?
Not the brightest bulb.
What?
I got one of the 2.
I know this question.
I got one of the 2.
He whispered it in his ear. Go ahead.
I got 2 questions for you.
All right.
Who is the youngest pitcher in MLB history?
Joe Nuxhall.
Boom. Joe Nuxhall.
You're not going to get that past Uncle Ron.
Named Rugi.
Okay, and this one's really easy. Al got this one easily. Or actually, it took him a little bit, but you're probably going to get it.
Thanks, Will.
You're good. Whose son, former NBA player's son, played in the NBA and no longer is in the NBA? There's a bunch of them, but that went to Gonzaga.
They went to Gonzaga.
Also went to Gonzaga.
Yeah, I really don't know a lot about basketball. Oh, John Stockton.
Yep.
John Stockton.
That's the one I didn't get. I got Arvinas Sabonis' kid right off the bat, and I couldn't think of John Stockton's kid.
Sabonis, yes. That's actually another one. Patrick Ewing's kid played. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
I love sports trivia.
Let's go through, and we'll start off with Will from W Vogs. Thank you for joining us. What's coming up on your channel?
What's coming up on my channel? Well, I'll probably do some.
Will, I have to tell you, you're making everyone seasick.
Up and down and up and down. Well, I don't really have anything planned, but I'll probably do a live stream soon again, and card openings, probably show what I personally collect. But yeah, guys,
You should do I know what you could do. When your the minor league season starts up, tell us about some of the prospects you've seen on one of your videos. That'd be kind of cool.
You know what? I'll definitely take that into account. I'll write down the players' names for sure. But yeah, guys, if I'm open for suggestions, I'm all ears.
All righty. Thank you for joining us, Will.
Thank you, sir.
Dog Show. Going to be coming up with Milt on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Yeah, tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 6:30 for the folks in Texas. And yeah, we'll be doing our top 5, I guess, wishes or predictions for season 8. Basically, I forgot the word. It left my brain a little bit ago. Still thinking about those choking Cleveland Indians. Boy, they like to choke.
Man, the Cleveland Indians just mess with your brain.
95, 1997, 2007.
Dog, what disappointed you more? I just thought of a great subject, but
Dog, yeah. By the way, just before we do sign off, I wanted to say thanks, Team YouTube. Thank you, Team YouTube.
I agree. I enjoy talking to all of you guys.
I think Doug was taking a poke at you.
Yeah, I don't think that was,
Yeah.
I didn't do with that at all. No, I was thinking Team YouTube. But yeah, it was great to be on here with you too, Will.
The what's more disappointing, the Star Wars movies or the Cleveland Indians?
Cleveland Indians, by far.
Cleveland, yeah, okay. Well, thank you for being on, Doug. Uncle Ron, how's it going, my friend?
I'm doing fine. Let's see. What have I got? Tomorrow I'm going to do the basics of action PC baseball. And then on Monday, we're going to resume our Patriots challenge as the 2007 Patriots will play pinball with the 1999 St. Louis Rams, the greatest show on earth. So that's at 7 o'clock.
That's a good team there.
Excellent.
That should be a great matchup. Looking forward to that.
I'd like to say thank you to Clinton Parks, King Icky Boo. As he says, the Indians didn't choke in 48.
And freaking Yale House.
Nat King Curry the fourth. Bill Bendix. I remember that movie. Yep, with
Babe Ruth story.
Babe Ruth. Yeah, yep. Todd B. Reservoir Dogs. That was a good
What's
movie.
What's the movie called? Bill what?
No, Babe Ruth story. Bill Bendix, who was in a ton. William Bendix, who's in a ton of war movies, played Babe Ruth.
Okay.
Thank you to Todd B. That's a good one. The shootout in Reservoir Dogs. Thank you to Terry T, Jake Cruz, Living My Rhapsody, JD, West Rosie Ninja, Larry Harris, so on and so forth. We had a lot of fun people in the chat.
You forgot to say someone, but I don't know if they're still there.
Oh, there's a lot of people.
Your Twitter wife.
Bobby Cantillano. You're right. How can I forget her? So
she would not be happy with you.
She would not be happy with. That's okay. There are a lot of people never happy with me anyway. So
I'm always happy with you, Al. I'm always happy whenever I talk to you guys.
We appreciate you're our #1 fan. I don't know why, but we appreciate it. So that being said,
even though I make people seasick, up and down, and side to side.
So anyway, health and happiness next time. Thank you for coming. Take care. Bye bye. God bless. You know what's coming, folks. Peace.